It's the most beautiful moment ever at Lunch with Bruce. So Eve, to start the interview, why don't you ask her that question that you had and then give her the mic.
Do you like to shop?
I love to shop. I'm a shopaholic, that's for sure.
Oh, Eve, you asked such a good question. Could we give a nice round of applause for Eve? All right, you got to get down to, but don't trip. And go right under the microphone cord, and then Marion can get in here. Marion Bartoli, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on Lunch with Bruce. I must remove my sunglasses as a sign of respect. Gary, who's a videographer, he said that yesterday with Francesca, I now realize it's pronounced Schiavone. With the sunglasses on, I could not make the proper eye contact, but I feel like now we have that. And I would like to thank you, first of all, for coming to the New Haven Open at Yale, presented by First Niagara. Isn't it great to have such an incredible player? Now, I asked some of our friends here to say, you know, what would they like to talk to you about? And then I actually had them, you know, kind of help me with, would it be appropriate? The first thing we wanted to know, and they wanted to know, how's your knee feeling?
My knee is okay. You know, I was playing in Cincinnati and they built some new courts over there, and on the first day, I think because they were brand new, they were extremely slippery. So I slept on the court and I fall on my both knees were not really cool. So it really hurts, honestly, and but I'm recovering slowly but surely. But that was, yeah, maybe next time I won't practice on brand new courts or something, but I couldn't stand on my 2 feet for somehow.
Now here's another question, so we're going to go right into this because this is very interactive, isn't it, at Lunch with Bruce today? The other question was now, so this is kind of totally different but kind of interesting. If you were going to play your father, or do you ever play against your father, who wins? Who would win? Here, this was a question from right here.
I did, you know, I started to play tennis at 6 because my brother and my dad was playing every single day against each other, and I couldn't afford anymore to stay by myself at home waiting for them to coming back. So one day I decided to go there and see, and after only 1 year of tennis I was beating both my brother, which is
the women are loving that one, yes indeed.
My brother, it's 8 years older than me, so I can tell you, not
that must have been the most
exactly.
beautiful moment of your entire youth.
That was pretty tough for him to handle that, and then I was beating my dad as well. My dad was fine with that, my brother, not so much. It was not so much fun for him.
That is incredible. And now, so that seemed to work out because you are now the #1 player in France. Is that incredible? And the #9 player in the world. #9 in the whole wide world, ladies and gentlemen. Do you wake up some mornings and kind of just say,
I'm the 9th player in the world? Well, not really, you know, I'm just trying so much to improve every day that I don't really look at the past, but more in the future. So I'm always trying to get better and not sit on what I had or what I've been doing so far. So it's just more, of course I'm really pleased with what happened so far in my whole career, but I want to get better. I want to improve and I want to win more titles. I want to get a better ranking, even better than 9 in the world. So as long as I'm staying with 1-digit ranking, I'm fine with that. But, I would prefer to be 1 than 9, that's for sure.
Now, if you're just joining us for Lunch with Bruce, this is Marion Bartoli, the 9th best player in the whole wide world. We are so happy to have you here. Another question we had was, what do you like to do when you're not doing the 2 main things you're doing, which is competing on a national and an international stage, and training, which is obviously a big part. What do you like to do when you're not on the tennis court?
Well, I love to paint, so I'm bringing my paints with me on the tour, which is really difficult to carry on because obviously I have a lot of stuff with all my brushes, all my colors and everything I need to bring in order to make it. But I'm always trying to get, even if it's a small piece, to do something when I'm off the court. It's really important for me to keep my mind off, to get refreshed and to really forget about all the stress and everything I have to do for the tennis, which is obviously very stressful.
So are these watercolors or oils that you like to paint with?
Oil paints, but I'm doing both. Yeah, when I was younger, I'm getting older now, but when I was younger I used to do more water paints, Now it's more oil paints, but I love both. I love to draw, I love to paint, I love to do something with my fingers, that's for sure.
And now, how long would a painting take you? Do you look at a painting and you go, oh wow, I painted that in this city, and this city, and this city, or would you do one work per stop, or?
Yeah, well, I keep all of them because it just reminds me something. And as you said, when I'm at home and I'm looking at them, I remember, well, I was doing that when I was in New York or Melbourne or after this match, and it always brings me a lot of memories, so which is really important. And I'm trying, even sometimes it's hard because it takes a lot of time to dry for oil paints, but I'm trying to get one done by single city I'm stopping. Sometimes it's not possible, but I'm trying.
Now it's interesting, I've found this as it's very interesting. I've discovered in my life that no matter how great the job you have, and I've had some great jobs too. I've been a morning radio guy. It was kind of my dream job. But I found even doing something like that, which was sitting there talking for 4 hours a morning, there would be parts of it I did not like and parts of it I really did like. What is your favorite part of your job? And I know it would be when you win the tournament or something. But what I'm wondering is just in your day-to-day activities and stuff, what's the thing that you look forward to the most?
Well, I look forward to travel, obviously, to different cities, different part of the world. I think it's really important to keep an open mind on different culture, different people you have the chance to meet, to know better. We're obviously traveling with a lot of people that are following us all around the world. So we kind of know them a lot more throughout the years, and I think it's great for me to see how the Japanese people are living, how the American people are living. Obviously it's a lot different than how we're living in France, but I think to me it's very important to know there is not only one culture and one way to live. There is plenty different ways, and it's important to keep an open mind.
That is beautiful. That's a great message. And just in closing, so that actually moves into, wow, this is working out better than I thought. Lunch with Bruce can be a bit of a mess sometimes, Marion, let me tell you something. But this wraps up absolutely perfect, because my last question has to do again with our friends here, this beautiful audience. Give yourselves a round of applause, because Bruce loves you. But the question was then, what is your kind of take, what are your thoughts about New Haven when you look around and you're at Yale University, which is one of the oldest academic institutions in the world? What are your thoughts? Well,
actually it's really funny because as a child I always been better at school than in tennis, always. So school has been very much fun for me, and I love to go to school. I didn't have any hard time to wake up and go to school. That was really the best part of my childhood. And I was always looking to the university in America because I wanted to come there. So either Yale, Princeton, Stanford, all the best one. And the first time I actually go to Yale, even though it was for tennis tournament, it was really kind of my childhood dream come with my tennis dream. So it was really an important part for me. And there is also a tournament in Stanford, which I love too. I won there as well. So
you won Stanford?
Yeah, I won Stanford. So I felt like I belong a little bit to Stanford, and I belong a little bit to Yale, even though I'm not a student.
Well, let me tell you something. We would like to have you come here to Yale. And I would tell you that a lot of people go to Yale, but not many people show up at Yale. The number 9 women's player in the entire world. Thank you so much, Marion Bartoli. So nice of you to join me. Thank you. Really appreciate it.